Have you ever felt like you're just drowning in information, but you're actually thirsty for real wisdom? Well, we're about to jump into a letter that's, believe it or not, 900 years old from the great scholar Al-Ghazali, and it tackles this exact problem. What is the real point of all our learning?
So, our journey begins with a student in crisis. Imagine spending years of your life studying, mastering all these incredibly complex subjects, only to wake up one day and feel completely lost. He asks his teacher a question that gets right to the heart of everything. What knowledge will actually help me, not just now, but even in my grave?
And you know, this student's problem, it's something we can all relate to, right? That gap between knowing a ton of stuff and actually living a good life. It's that feeling of having a mountain of facts, but no clear map to follow.
Now, the student wasn't clueless. He knew the answers were probably buried somewhere in Al-Ghazali's huge, dense books. But he wanted something different. He was looking for a short, personal guide, like a spiritual compass he could carry with him for the rest of his life.
So how does Al-Ghazali respond? Well, he doesn't waste a single second. No pleasantries, no small talk. He gets straight to the point with a pretty blunt, powerful warning that is the core of this entire letter.
And here's his core message. Knowledge without action isn't just worthless. It's actually dangerous. It's a liability. Al-Ghazali is basically saying that to know what's right and then not do it is the biggest failure of all.
To really hammer this point home, he tells this great little story. Picture this. A brave warrior is out in the wilderness. He's got 10 of the finest, sharpest swords money can buy. He's totally equipped. And then, out of nowhere, a huge lion attacks him.
And then Al-Ghazali asks this piercingly simple question. Of course, the answer is obvious, right? Those amazing weapons are completely worthless unless he actually picks one up and uses it. And Al-Ghazali says, guess what? Knowledge is exactly the same. It's a tool that has zero value until you put it to work.
He gives us another fantastic way to think about it. He says knowledge is the tree and action is its fruit. I mean, what good is a tree that never grows any fruit? Sure, it might look impressive, but it's fundamentally empty. Knowledge without action, he argues, is just as barren.
Okay, so if action is the answer, what are we supposed to do? We get it. Knowledge is a tool, a weapon we have to use. But what is the right action? Well, this is where Al-Ghazali gives us a kind of roadmap using the wisdom of another great sage, Hatim al-Assam, to guide us. After 30 years of studying, Hatim al-Assam basically boiled everything down to these 8 essential principles. He was convinced this was all you really needed for a meaningful life. And this isn't just abstract philosophy, it's super practical. It covers everything from our inner desires to our finances, to this idea of trusting in our provision. Having faith that our needs will be met, freeing us from all that worldly anxiety. Let's dig into a couple of them.
All right, this first lesson, it really hits deep. Hatim reminds us that everything we cherish in this life, our loved ones, our possessions, all of it is temporary. The only thing that actually stays with us in the end is our actions, our good deeds, and that, he says, is why they should be our greatest passion. The third lesson is all about our attachment to stuff. Hatim understood that material wealth is fleeting. It comes and it goes. But acts of generosity, they create a legacy that lasts forever. So by giving freely, he was basically transforming his temporary riches into an eternal treasure.
Okay, now we get to Al-Ghazali's final, super practical wisdom, a clear set of rules for living a purposeful life. This is where the rubber really meets the road. He offers 4 simple guidelines for what to do and 4 for what to avoid. This is his direct, personal advice to his student and us.
So here are his rules. Avoid empty debates. I mean, think about how much of our digital lives are wasted on exactly that. Avoid hypocrisy, preaching what you don't practice, and avoid the corrupting influence of power. Instead, he says, treat others how you want to be treated. Focus your learning on self-improvement, on stuff that actually makes you a better person, and embrace a simple life. It's just amazing how powerful this is, even today. It's a 900-year-old blueprint for integrity.
So all of this brings us right back to that student's original desperate plea. What is the true purpose of knowledge? What is all this learning even for?
And Al-Ghazali's answer is a revelation. The purpose of knowledge isn't to win arguments or get status. It's an inner journey. It's a quest to purify the heart, discipline the soul, and build a noble character.
And here it is, Al-Ghazali's final, incredible insight. Action is not just the goal, it's the path. By actually living what you've learned, you unlock a deeper wisdom that books alone can never give you. Action is the key that opens the door to true understanding.
This 900-year-old letter poses a challenge to every single one of us. In our age of infinite information, maybe the most vital question is still the simplest one. What are you doing with what you know?